Yes, but before that, Malad, just so that you know, Malad, what the Constitution was dealing with.
Page 5 is part 3, you are saying.
Page 5.
You're wanting us to read page 5?
Contents, Malad. Contents. The state, permanent residence, directive principles of state policy. PDF 5.
Yes.
Just the contents, Malad. Yes. You see now, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And the directive principles of state policy now come in. Permanent residence come in. Then the state, permanent residence, directive principle of state policy, executive, governor, council of ministers, advocate general, contractor, government of business, composition.
Just 1 minute, this is. Let's go again, speaker's director.
Officers of the state legislature, disqualification of members. It's really a replication of what the Constitution, our Constitution provided. Procedure for financial matters, legislative power, high court, subordinate courts, finance, property, public services, elections, amendment to the Constitution. This is very important. I show that to your lordships presently. And then the schedules, speaker, deputy speaker, and all that. Now kindly come with us to the preamble. PDF page 16. So, we the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the Constituent Assembly has exercised its powers. Drafted the Constitution, adopted. We the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, having solemnly resolved in pursuance of the accession of the state to India, which took place on the 26th day of October 1947, to further define, this is important, to further define the existing relationship of the state with the Union of India as an integral part thereof. That's Article 1. And to secure to ourselves justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among us all, fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 17th day of November, 1956, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Now kindly see the definition clause. In this Constitution, unless the context otherwise requires, the Constitution of India means the Constitution of India as applicable in relation to the state. Right? Then kindly come to Muller's Article 3, the state. Relationship of the state with the Union of India, the state of Jammu and Kashmir is and shall be an integral part of the Union of India. And Muller's subclause 3 says, just above that, any reference in this Constitution to the Sadr-e Riyasat shall, unless the context otherwise required, be construed as reference to the government. This is 1960, which my lord was asking that question. So, Maharaj, it shall be an integral part of India. And then 5, Article 5, the executive and legislative power of the state extends to all matters except those with respect to which Parliament has power to make laws for the state under the provisions of the Constitution of India. Then, Maharaj, the issue of permanent residence is dealt with. We're not concerned with that so much. And then you come to 35. Page 28, PDF 28. This is an important section, Malaj. Important article. 35. My lords have that. PDF 28. Council of Ministers to aid and advise the governor. There shall be a Council of Ministers with the Chief Minister at the head to aid and advise the governor in the exercise of his functions. All functions of the governor, except those under sections 36, 38, and 92, shall be exercised by him only on the advice of the Council of Ministers. So other than 36, 38, and 92, Maharaj, he will act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Now kindly come to (48) 48A, PDF page 33. This was inserted, Maharaj, in 1975. Notwithstanding, notwithstanding anything contained in this constitution, if upon the completion of a census, but before the final readjustment of territorial constituencies, the Legislative Assembly is dissolved prior to the expiry of its duration, and the governor is satisfied that holding of general elections without delay is necessary, he may, after consulting the Election Commission by notification, direct that the general election shall be held on the basis of the last preceding delimitation of territorial constituency. Then, let's page Article 53, page 37, PDF 37.
Article
53, Maharaj, at PDF 37. That's the session of the legislature, prorogation and dissolution. The governor shall from time to time summon each house of the legislature to meet at such time and place as he thinks fit. But 6 months shall not intervene. These are the provisions of the Constitution also. Intervene between its last sitting in one session and the date appointed for its first sitting in the next session. The governor may from time to time prorogue the houses or either house or dissolve the Legislative Assembly. This he can only do it on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. It's not an exception because the exceptions are 36, 38, and 92. This is important because it really, the issue will arise because there was no Council of Ministers when he did this, which is on the 21st of November, 2018. Well, the importance of this is that he can only dissolve the Legislative Assembly on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. The only exceptions that the governor has in the terms of his exercise of power are 36, 38, and 92, which he need not do on the aid and advice. But under 53, he can't do it without the aid and advice, which is what he did. Well, I'll come to that later. Now, Mullahs, 92, which is that exception. PDF page 59. This is a very unique power given to the governor of Jammu and Kashmir.